Yo, 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 what's good, everybody? It's your boy Dominic Peterson, aka Duck Zone 503, man. It's my very first video, man. If you don't know me, man, go follow me on Instagram and Twitter real quick. Duck Zone 503, man. I just launched up, man. I've been a Duck fan all my life, man. Born and raised in Portland, Oregon, man. Coming to you live here. Born and raised, man. Always been a Duck fan. I've been seeing the Twitter space grow and the YouTube space grow, a whole bunch of Duck fans coming together, and I decided why not let me jump into it, man. I have some people that I talk to that do this as well, so I'm happy to get into it. As you can see, I'm a big Duck fan, huge Duck fan. Go Ducks, baby! And this channel is going to be about all things Oregon football, specifically Oregon football, um, to recruiting, to the latest news, to breaking news, to everything, man. I'm gonna cover it, man. I'm gonna cover it for you. To rumors, all that, man. Game results, predictions, all that. I'm gonna have live fan chats. I'm gonna go live sometimes. I'm gonna talk to some other people. So I'm excited to get this going, man. Duck Zone 503. Let's get this going. So I'm today in specific, I'm gonna cover number 16 Oklahoma versus number 14 Oregon in the Alamo Bowl. Oklahoma, as of this recording today, we're about I'll say about 25 hours away from kickoff. It's about 5 o'clock right now. They're coming in as a 6.5 point favorite, which I would expect. In the Alamo Bowl, Alamo Dome, San Antonio, ESPN 6:15 Pacific time kickoff, man. Storyline for this one, as y'all know, man, we've had some coaching turnover. Mario Cristobal went to Miami. Kind of seen that one coming. Can't blame him, man. Families down there. What would you do? Mom's not doing too good. You went to that university. You got ties. Kind of seen that one coming. Miami didn't do too well, so there's that. You got Lincoln Riley on Oklahoma. He left for USC. Kind of left on bad terms with Oklahoma. Kind of just 1 foot out, 1 foot in the door the whole year. That might have led to their struggles. Same as you've seen with Mario Cristobal toward the end of the year with Oregon and their struggles. What a coach leaving can affect your team. He darted to USC, the big city, LA. Can't blame the guy. LA is a great city to live in, and probably better than Norman, Oklahoma. No knock to Norman, Oklahoma. Probably great things to do out there, but come on, man. It's LA. And probably not the best move coaching, taking over a situation wise. Not something I would really do, but hey, for each its own, right? It's his career. Anyways, moving on. So the storyline here is who's going to show up, man. Not a lot of motivation for the fans here. It's hard to get into Alamo Bowl for both sides. Both teams wanted bigger and better things. Oregon came in, it's second week, beat Ohio State, put us on cloud nine, man. We're top of the line, top of the nation. What do you know? A couple injuries, depth chart goes down, coach can't show up, and you get a loss to Stanford, a really bad team. So that wasn't that great, but we went in, kept going, we kept going. Kept winning out. We had slim wins, and things looked risky. People were calling for Anthony Brown to get out. Myself, I wanted Ty Thompson in just to see what the guy can do. Highest rated quarterback Oregon's ever signed. It's something that why not put the guy in, especially after the loss after Utah at the end of the season. I kind of felt that we should have put the guy in and aimed for the next season. I mean, we keep going for these transfer quarterbacks, and I just, I don't see in my opinion, I don't see the reason to keep reaching for these quarterbacks. Now, Bo Nix, we could talk about that in another video, but specifically talking about Anthony Brown, I can't blame the guy. He went into Columbus, Ohio, and did something no Oregon quarterback has ever done: beat Ohio State, 1-9 all time. So, there's something that you can give the guy, and I believed in him after that week. I kept, even with the slim margins. I was like, okay, let's do this. But when it got down to Utah and that loss came, I really think the coaching staff should have just, flipped the switch there. And I'm not there in practice. I can't see what's going on. And obviously you play the guy if you thought he was ready, but it is what it is. So we got Oregon, number 14 Oregon. We're 10-3, 7-3 in the Pac-12. October 2nd at Stanford, we had a 31-24 loss in overtime. We all know the story with that one. We got robbed by the refs. I'm just going to be totally honest. My humble opinion. Bad bad reffing job. The game would have went to 0, and that flag was never thrown. Oregon would have won the game. But we at the same time though, should have never been in that position. Should have never been. You go win Ohio State. Yeah, you got some injuries and stuff, but come on, man, Stanford. Y'all seen the way they played the rest of their season. Then November 20th, you win these slim games, and then you slim margin games. You get a big win in UCLA, whatnot. Close win after close win. Then you go to Utah. I seen this one coming a mile away, but even before the season, excuse me. Man, I seen this one coming, man. Dude, going up there in a cold November, they do that third down jump. It gets rowdy up there. Their fan base gets loud. And the way I just seen Anthony Brown playing towards the end of the season, and just, I was scared, and my fortunes came true. We lost 38-7. We got stomped. November 3rd comes around, the Pac-12 championship, and again we repeat our same performance, 38-10. And I do think Miami and Cristobal talking, I think that had something to do with, towards the end of the season performance as well. So then we got Oklahoma, number 16, 10-2 record, 7-2 in the Big 12. Losses coming at Baylor, 27-14 on November 13th. And then we have a loss on November 27th. The rival at Oklahoma State, 37-33 loss. So they're a 2-loss team or a 3-loss team. They're a 6.5-point favorite, and they have a 70% chance to win this game according to ESPN, which is a pretty big chance. I mean, I would agree with it, to be real with you. Just coming in, I'll give you my thoughts and predictions in a bit. Right now, I'm just going to go ahead and go over some stats with you guys. Oregon season leaders here. Their passing season leaders, obviously Anthony Brown with 2,683 yards, 15 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. On the other side of Oklahoma, we have Caleb Williams, 1,670 yards, 18 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Now he has a lot less yards than Anthony Brown, but his touchdown to interception ratio is a lot better than Anthony Brown. And I do think, honestly, to keep note of this, I do think Caleb Williams is the best player in this bowl game overall. For both sides, so that's something to keep note of there. Excuse me, something to keep note of there. And then rushing on the Oregon side, we have Travis Dye with 193 carries, 1,118 yards, 15 touchdowns. Which when I saw that number, I was pretty impressed. 15 touchdowns, actually pretty good. Rushing on Oklahoma side, we have Kennedy Brooks, 184 carries, 1,118 yards, 10 touchdowns. With a 6.0 average. I put that in there. Carrying the ball with a 6 yards average is a really good number as a running back. You always aim to probably get around 4 to 5 yards. Going to 6 is every carry. That's pretty good. Same pretty much statistics wise with the yards and the touchdowns. Dye has a couple more touchdowns than Brooks does. Receiving, Devin Williams on the Oregon side is our leading receiver with 35 receptions, 557 yards, and 4 touchdowns. But he is not going to be playing this game. He did declare for the NFL draft, so our leading receiver will be out. Oregon will have to rely on young talent such as Troy Franklin, Dante Thornton, those type of players. And those guys were highly recruited, and I have liked what I've seen from those guys. Let's see what they got. I think they will do well, honestly, against this Oklahoma defense. On the receiving end, we got Marvin Mims, 30 receptions, 648 yards, 4 touchdowns. So pretty much the same statistics as well. Receiving end, not a tremendous stat line there. I'm not sure if injuries maybe played a part on their side, or maybe if he's not playing, I'm not sure. Should have looked into that, but it's something to keep note of that I'll look into later for you guys. Now we're going to go into some team stats. We got some player stats there for you guys. Let's go into team stats and break this down. So Oregon points per game here. They averaged 31.4 points per game on the season, ranking 45th in college football. And then on the Oklahoma side, they averaged 38.4 points per game, which is a bit more than the Ducks, number 10 in the nation. So they are a top 10 scoring offense in the nation, Oklahoma is. Points allowed, the Ducks allow about 25.5 points. That ranks 60th in the nation. As a Duck fan, I would like to see that improve. On Oklahoma on the other side, they pretty much allow the same amount, 25.3, just slightly better, 56 in the nation. Going to total yards of offense, Oregon has about 418 yards of total yards of offense per game, ranking 54th in the nation, which as a Duck fan, you definitely want to see that. I think all Duck fans can agree. We want to see a more explosive offense, getting more yards than that, because back in the Chip Kelly days, we used to be top 5 in the nation in that stat category right there. Total yards for Oklahoma, 441.6, ranking 29th in the nation, which is pretty good. So as you can see, Oklahoma has the slight edge here on offense. I don't even know if you want to call it a slight edge. I do think Oklahoma has the better offense here, which is something the Ducks are going to have to handle, especially being shorthanded with the depth that we have. Let's keep it going here. Passing yards, Oregon. This is probably their worst stat, and where the worst thing that Oregon as a team does is their passing offense. 214 yards per game is 84th in the nation, which is down towards the worst. That is not good. I think there's about 126, 128, somewhere around there. College football teams being number 84 is not great. Passing yards for Oklahoma, 265 yards, 265.3 yards passing yards per game for Oklahoma. They rank 30th in the nation there, which is top half of the nation. So as you can see, Oklahoma's offense is pretty good. Rushing yards for Oregon is 203.2. Now Oregon, this is probably their best stat on offense, ranking 24th in the nation there. That's a top half in the nation. Travis Dye, Byron Cardwell, Anthony Brown. I think them three is going to be a three-headed monster. If Oregon wants to win this game, they're going to have to play well and run the ball well, because if they don't, I don't think Anthony Brown has the ability to pass the ball to win the game, at least against Caleb Williams. Rushing yards for Oklahoma, 176.3, ranked 54th in the nation, which isn't bad. It's not as good as Oregon, though. And I think Oregon's defense can hold Oklahoma's rushing attack. So that's something to keep note of there. Yards allowed, Oregon allows 370 yards, about 371 yards a game, which is 57th in the nation, middle of the pack, which not too bad there. Would like to see that stat go better. Hopefully under Coach Dan Lanning, that goes way up. Yards allowed for Oklahoma, they allow 380 yards. This is probably their worst stat. They give up a lot of yards on defense. Number 69th in the nation, towards the lower half. So I do think Oregon can exploit that, especially with their rushing attack. Now going to the turnover difference, both teams are pretty good in this stat. Oregon is +9 in turnover difference, number 17th in the nation. That's top 20 in the nation in turnover difference. That's something that Oregon has been great all year, is forcing turnovers, except in those Utah games. They didn't really force much there. And then we have Oklahoma, who is top 10 in the nation with +11, and they rank 7th in the nation turnover difference. So both teams are really good in the turnover battle there. So that's something to keep note of there. So now moving on, I have keys for Oregon to win here written down. Got some keys here that if Oregon wants to win this game, these are some things that have to happen in this game. If you agree with me, let me know in the comments. If you guys have any questions, I look in the comments. Feel free to type any questions you have. I'll reply to them. Go ahead and follow me, Duck Zone 503. All right, let's get it. Keys for Oregon to win here. So I think Oregon has to win the turnover battle. We just got into that. Top 10. Both teams are top 10 in the nation in the turnover battle. Each team, whoever wins the turnover battle, I think has the best chance to win here. I'm just gonna put it plain and simple. And then another thing is Oregon or Oklahoma's defensive front versus Oregon's rushing attack. So like I said, I think Oregon can run the ball against Oklahoma's depleted front. I think Oklahoma has 4 of their 5 starters out up front. So those guys, they're all out. 4 of the 5 starters up front for Oklahoma, and Oregon does rank top 25 in the nation in running. And like I said, Anthony Brown, Travis Dye, I think Byron Cardwell is going to do a lot in this game. So that's something to keep an eye on. Um, if Oregon can't run the ball, I don't think Anthony Brown has the arm to win, and I think Oklahoma knows that. So expect a loaded box, and I think the offensive line is something to keep note of as well against their D line. I think Oregon's O line is the strength in this team, especially moving forward. Another thing to keep note is Oregon's secondary versus Caleb Williams. Now, like I said, I think Caleb Williams is the best player in this game, and Oregon's secondary is going to be very important to make sure these receivers and Caleb Williams don't go off. We need to be in lockdown mode, keep our eyes up, and play like we did in Ohio State, because we did give up a lot of passing yards, but it was like more bend don't break. If we can do something like that, I think we can beat Oklahoma. And how cool would it be to beat Ohio State and Oklahoma in the same season? Now, we didn't get no national championship. We didn't get a Rose Bowl. We didn't get a Pac-12 championship. But to say we beat two blue blood programs like that in the same season, that's pretty magical season. And yeah. Okay, so those are the three things, the three keys. Win the turnover battle. There we go. Oklahoma's D front versus Oregon's rushing attack, and then we have Oregon's secondary versus Caleb Williams. Those three things. Watch that in the game. Keep note of that. And if Oregon can win those three things, I think their chances of victory go up. Now, a player to watch. I want to have a player to watch out there. Verone McKinley. Verone McKinley is a Texas native. This game is going to be played in Texas. I bet. I'm guaranteeing. I'm not going to guarantee it, but I'm going to say it's most likely his last game as an Oregon Duck. Watching his interviews and stuff, it does seem like he is leaning towards the draft. He had a really great season. I don't see why he would return. If he did, that'd be awesome. As a Duck fan, I would love to see him come back, but personally, I just don't see it. So playing in front of his hometown, I think he's going to want to show out, and he's going to need to hold down for the secondary. He's going to need to hold it down if they're going to want to beat Oklahoma. He's going to need to play well against Caleb Williams. So, let's put some more stuff on film there. Some key notes here. Let's go to some key notes. So Oregon is playing for its 11th win season all time in program history. So if they win here, they'll have their 11 win season. The Ducks are 15-9 in bowl games. They're 1-1 in the Alamo Bowl. Oklahoma leads the series 6-1. Oregon's last win was in 2006 in Autzen Stadium. Everybody knows about that game and the onside kick. If you don't, you should go watch it. Some more key notes. We got Thibodeau out to the draft. Michael Wright out is to the draft. Popo Mave is out on the D line. And Devin Williams, our leading receivers, out, and DJ James transferred out, so he is gone. So 2 corners, a D end, a D lineman, and a wide receiver is out for Oregon, which are major losses. There's going to have to be young next man up, young players. I believe in them. Mario Cristobal recruited better than any Oregon coach I ever seen. So I do think these next 2-3 years will be all right. I'm interested in see how Dan Lanning recruits. I've heard good things, nothing but good things. So yeah, those are the key notes. Now to wrap this video up, I'm going to give you my final prediction here. Oklahoma versus Oregon in the Alamo Bowl. It's always go Ducks, baby. You know what it is, man. I will be watching. I will be cheering for my Ducks. Although, as a realistic sports fan here, I do think Oklahoma is going to get this win. I do see a shootout style game. I don't see a blowout. I think it's going to go back and forth. I think each team's strength is going to show itself out. I think Oklahoma's passing attack will show itself. I think Oregon's rushing attack will show itself. I see a shootout, but probably with the last team who has the ball is going to win this game probably. But what I think Caleb Williams being the best player in this game, and he is able to control the game more than Anthony Brown will. And being a shootout style game, I think that leans towards more Oklahoma's play style. But I see a close win, 35-31 Oklahoma. I do hope Oregon wins. Again, that's my final prediction for the Alamo Bowl. You know what it is, baby. Go Ducks. Duck Zone 503. I hope y'all subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, comment. Let me know where y'all from, man. This is my first video. If I made a couple mistakes, if I mumbled, my bad. I'm all learning about this. But hey, man, let's get it. It's my first video. Go subscribe and go Ducks, baby.